قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. The hadith tonight, collection of Imam Nasa'i in his Sunan with an authentic chain of narration narrated to us by Abdullah ibn Abbas. The theme that I'm covering over the next few weeks is talking about the concept of moderation or balance. The word for it in Arabic is al-wasatiyya. And this is one of the main ethics or values that we carry in Islam. It's one of the central descriptions of what Islam is and what it means to be Muslim. And he articulated this, alayhi salatu wasalam, many ways in his tradition. The Quran is all about it. That's all the Quran does, is teach us how to live with moderation and balance if you're actually listening to what the Quran is saying. But he, alayhi salatu wasalam, took time to articulate the concept specifically. And this is a very short hadith, and it's very easy to remember, and I want to use it just so I can comment on it, where he would say, alayhi salatu wasalam, إِيَّاكُمْ وَالْغُلُوبِ فِي الدِّينِ. That's it. إِيَّاكُمْ, meaning in Arabic, إِيَّاكَ can either mean only for you, but it can also mean I warn you. So إِيَّاكَ ثُمَّ إِيَّاكَ, for example, is a very known kind of, it means beware. It means beware and stay away from something. So إِيَّاكُمْ here, what he's saying, alayhi salatu, is beware or stay away, or I'm warning you from something. What is he warning us from, alayhi salatu? He used the word al-ghulub. Now the word ghulub comes from the root that the same word ghala comes from. So ghala ul-as'ar, for example, when the price of things goes up, when it's beyond what is acceptable, or beyond what is functional, or beyond what is affordable, right? So all these words, it's ghali, it's ghala. Or if the same word is used for when water boils. So water gets cold, hot to the point, and then after a certain point it starts to lose control. It starts to behave in a way that liquids shouldn't behave anymore because it's boiling, right? So the same concept exists in the word ghulu, is when you assess something and you give it more than what it deserves or less. And ghulu works in both ways. So when you assess something and you don't give it what it's worth, what it deserves, when you lose the balance, when you're not able to figure out how much you're supposed to offer in terms of time or wealth or even comprehension or dedication. And he told us, alayhi salatu wasalam, إِيَّاكُمْ وَالْغُلُوِ فِي الدِّينِ, alayhi salatu wasalam. Do not beware of being extravagant within your deen, going beyond, exaggerating within your deen. This is the worst place to do it. We all do this, by the way. We all have ghulub in our personal lives. It's just a part of being a human being. You don't always get the prioritization right. You don't always balance it out correctly. You never do. It's absolutely impossible for you to get this right all the time. You always have ghulub. You're always giving one aspect of your life more attention than it deserves, or less attention than it deserves. And that's just a part of being a human being. And that's ghulub. But then he took this, and of course, Islam teaches us how to balance it all out. That's the whole point of Islam. But then there's a problem when we have ghulu within Islam itself, like within our religiosity, when we lack the ability to balance things out, and we over-exaggerate our care for an aspect of Islam over another aspect of Islam, or we underestimate the importance of one part of the deen in favor of another. And that causes that balance to be broken, and then you don't know how to. The Prophet ﷺ, we must respect him and revere him and love him. We must. If you drop under the proper threshold, you can become rude. And if you become rude, يحبط العمل. The deeds that you do lose their meaning. يا الذين آمنوا لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي ولا تجهروا له بالقول كجهر بعضكم لبعض أن تحبط أعمالكم وأنتم لا تشعرون. Don't raise your voice when you speak to him. Don't call him like you would call your friends. You do that and then all of your deeds become useless. You just drop a little bit under. Or you go a little bit beyond and then we do what the Nasara did with Isa alayhi salam. So you have to get it just right. This is what wasatiyya is. You have to get it just right, that sweet spot. It's not just the median. Wasatiyya is not the median. It's not 2 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 5, and then that's why 4 is correct. It's because we have the other two options. No, If that's how you go by it, then you're going to always be wrong. Wasatiyya is more just getting the sweet spot, the balanced approach. And in our deen, we absolutely need this. And you see it all the time. People who over-exaggerate the importance of the mechanics or over-exaggerate the importance of the spirituality, and they can't get it right. And because they can't get it right, they're walking. It's like they're walking in Islam with a limp. There's a araj. They can't walk right because they don't have that balance. This is not something simple. This requires proper education, dedication, and a lot of attention. But it's central. It's central and critical within our deen to have these things. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ gave this topic a certain, a high degree of importance and attention within his hadith. And I just want to share that with you tonight. We'll talk about this a little bit more as we go along. يروي الإمام النسائي في سننه بسند صحيح عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم إياكم والغلو في الدين. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. سبحانك وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصلى الله وسلم